to share with you is, first of all, how do you treat somebody that you know is different? You need to learn, in terms of social capital, to identify people that are in a different headspace from where they are in the environmental space. You need to be able to see that this is a great person. It's just the opportunity that hasn't arisen. Recently, I met somebody who had been going through difficult times. All right, so this guy, we'd been talking, and the guy had been going through difficulty every single time. You know those guys who every time you meet, you're helping them go through something, and it felt like the person was trapped because they kept coming back to the same problem. But at some point, they got an opportunity and they got into a different environment. This guy got a different environment, a different job. When he moved into this different job, the attitude completely changed. This guy was able to break through from every addiction that he had. Those things that we were going around in circles, the guy was able to break through from that. The stuff that we were struggling with, I was counseling him all the time. None of that happened, as in all that was gone, like that. And it just got me thinking while we were talking about this, that people's environment influences their behavior sometimes. So when you look at people, sometimes you just need to plant them in a different space. If I take a bean, a bean seed, and put it on this table, if I come back after 5 years, guess what I'm going to find? A bean seed, probably shriveled, If I come back after 10 months, I'll find a bean seed on the table. If I take that same seed and I throw it onto the ground somewhere, where some random water, some random soil is there, when I come back after 1 month, I'm likely to find a bean plant. Some of us are unproductive simply because we are planted in the wrong environment. You are just in the wrong place. You're not useless. You're not small. You're not wasteful. You're not addicted. You're not lost. You're not confused. You're not broken. You're not even broke. You're just in the wrong space. Once you change your environment, the thing that is in you will react differently to that environment. There are things around you right now that are stunting your growth. That no matter how much you interact with it, no matter how much I take a bean and cause it to interact with this table, the environment of this table cannot foster growth from that bean seed. But I do not even need to encourage that bean seed. I don't need to do anything to it once I put it in soil and water. That environment brings out the best. It brings out the multiplication. It brings out the fruitfulness from that seed. There are people around you that could be so toxic that no matter how productive you are, nothing is ever going to come out of you as long as you are in that environment. So you need to look at yourself, first of all, and also the people around you. Check and ask yourself, man, what's going on? Why is it that this guy around me doesn't seem to flourish? Move them to a different space. You will be surprised what will happen. Let me tell you something. One of the most painful things as an employer or as a boss is when you're working with somebody for a long time and that person has been going through difficulty and you're struggling with this individual. You're struggling to bring out the best from this person, but they're not changing. As in, you've done disciplinary, you have done motivation, you have done training, you've done everything that can be done in the book, you've done it. Then after 1-2 years, that person ends up working elsewhere. You find them, and this has happened to me. I find somebody who worked with me, hopeless person. You find this same person in a different hotel, in a different company, and they are the star employee. They are amazing, as in, guys there can't understand where this person has been for their whole life. They are loving this person's performance. That, my friend, is painful. But you know what? You have to be willing and humble enough to accept that I did not have what it takes to bring out the best in this person. Painful as it is, there are people around you that cannot flourish because of you. You are simply incompatible. As long as you are in their space, as long as they are feeding from you. As long as they are at your table, as long as you're part of their ecosystem, they are not going to flourish. They are not going to succeed. They need something that you just don't have. You have to have the humility to say, you are good, just not good for me. That's why there are guys right now who are dating, a guy and a chick. I know someone who dated for 7 years. As in 7 years, they were going strong. And then they broke up, and 1 year later, this chick was married. Now, most guys would say, what? She was playing him, blah, blah, blah. But it's pretty simple. She just couldn't see herself with him. So just because you're with somebody does not mean that you're the best environment for them. Humble yourself. Be willing to say, you know what? You're not evil. You're good, just not good for me. That takes maturity. Cheers. See you next time.